October 9th, 2019, 6:13 p.m. This is episode 644. I just noticed it's a lot more echoey in here, more ambiance, probably because I've taken everything off the walls. I guess so. Wow. Took a few things off the walls and the room lights up. Sound-wise. Huh. Alright. Doing this cartoon today on China and the NBA. A general manager in the NBA tweeted out about standing with Hong Kong and democracy, and standing with the protesters in Hong Kong, the pro-democracy guys, kids, people. And China was not amused, and they're threatening their relationship with the NBA. The NBA has 2 games this week in China, and China has pulled those from being aired on Chinese TV, and they might even cancel the games. I haven't heard if they've been canceled yet. But the NBA came out. At first, the tweet was deleted, like it was so dangerous, and then but then they came out and they supported the general manager who sent it, and they said our players and employees and team owners, we stand behind their freedom of speech and everything. The NBA, they're not like the NFL. They've supported their players and protest and for standing for social justice, whereas the NFL tells them to shut up. You know, stay in the locker room during the national anthem if you have an issue with it. When Arizona enacted that Gestapo law, where it was legal for cops to pull over brown people for being brown, the Phoenix Suns wore Lost Suns jerseys to support their community. And the NBA let them do it. They're like, cool. Donald Trump has gone after LeBron James and Stephen Curry, and the NBA has supported them. Whereas Colin Kaepernick in the NFL can't even get a job. He can't even get a tryout, less enough a job, or let alone a job, like copyright said. And then Donald Trump, he apparently made an agreement with the president of China not to mention anything with the Hong Kong stuff, about not to criticize them for it. And Donald Trump has an opinion about everything. With this whole NBA thing with China, he has not had an opinion. Nada. In fact, he tweeted to China congratulating them on their 70 years of communist rule. Donald Trump is not a friend to democracy. He's a bully. He's a coward. They're running these commercials about how it takes a tough guy to change Washington. He's a coward. Standing next to Vladimir Putin, he can't take our intelligence services sides against him. You know? Alright, do some shout outs. We got like 4 minutes left. Shout out time. Amanda says in the last cartoon with the Kurds. Says, absolutely heartbreaking. I was reading TJ's thing, calling me a moron. No, he says, I said Trump is solely responsible for the Kurds' lack of trust in the U.S. Then 3 seconds later, yeah, here's a bunch of examples of the Kurds getting screwed over by the U.S. pre-Trump. No, Trump is not solely responsible for the Kurds' lack of trust in the U.S. Trump is solely responsible, pretty much, for the world's lack of trust in the U.S. I don't know what I said because I'm not listening to my past recording right now. But I think you know what I meant. I think you're being dishonest there. He called me a moron twice in one sentence. I'm still reading some of his more shit. And then he goes back into Ukraine about the whole Syria thing. Alright. I'm surprised he didn't mention Joe Biden. Shocking. I think he deserves a cookie for that. Robert Cotino said, meanwhile, with the Steele dossier, Steele was first working for one of the Republican candidates until that candidate, I forget which one, dropped out. It was either a candidate or just Republicans in general. It was like a think tank that hired the guy. But they might have hired him for another candidate. I can't remember which one. And Robert Cotino said, on the president's tax returns, New York can simply go pull the computer file once the courts say okay it. And Arrow says, I think what's really scaring me about the situation is Trump's mucking around in the Middle East. Anyone who has been alive over the past 20 years know that area is fraught with conflict. People who have read books know that area has been in various conflicts for hundreds of years. Republicans don't read books. I'm donating a bunch to Goodwill later, though, if they want to go by Goodwill and pick some up. And Arrow also says, if the government agency holding Trump's taxes is federally run, you know he won't let them release them. Don't be naive. I'm not too sure how that's going to play out. I don't know. The taxes. And Amanda just told me that she's at a circus and they have chubby acrobats. And they're doing flips on a trampoline. And one had to stop and tie his shoe. Hey, you're not supposed to wear shoes on a trampoline. Maybe wearing some like tight slippers or socks or something. I don't know. Right now, Amanda's all sticky at the circus because she bought her daughter cotton candy. Which is like a little disaster. How much was that cotton candy, Amanda? Let's look. $12. $12 for stickiness. You know, cotton candy is basically air with sugar in it. You pay $12 for that. I told Amanda that she should have just, or she might as well have just taken her daughter to a hockey game. Gonna pay those kind of prices. She was telling me today we had lunch about a friend of hers who went to the Nationals game and he bought 3 beers and it added up to like over $70 for 3 beers. Like, I don't like beer that much, man. I know that you want to enjoy the time of the game and you gotta have a beer, hot dog, and peanuts, but screw that. We're going to see a hockey game later. I think next month, right, Amanda? Yeah, we're not spending $70 on beer. Not even between the two of us. Nope. Alright, thanks for coming by. Click the red button, subscribe. I'm really tired today, so sorry I'm not like all into it. And if you leave a comment, you will get a shout out. Talk to you folks later. Goodbye.